Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Viveshna Sharma, associated with Himali Boarding School. I hope all of you all have been following my videos on the chapter Circulatory System in Humans. We have already discussed about the different components of human blood, the different blood groups and the different blood vessels that carry blood in our heart. Now, the next topic which comes under circulatory system is the heart. Now, first the shape of the heart. A heart is more or less triangular in shape. Where is it located? Now, most of you think heart is located towards our left side of the chest. But a heart is located on the center of the chest in between the lungs. Since it is slightly tilted and its lower portion that we call the apex is towards our left side, we feel, and the contraction is more towards the base, we feel that our heart is towards our left. But actually the heart is in the center. Next, the size of the heart. The size of a heart is more or less the size of a fist. So let's continue with the structure of the heart. So I just draw a diagrammatic representation of the heart. So a heart is more or less triangular in shape. It is covered by a double-layered membrane. So it is covered by a double-layered membrane. This double-layered membrane which covers the heart is called the pericardium. Now, what is the function of the pericardium? The pericardium protects the heart from injuries. So, pericardium is a double-layered membrane that covers the heart and its function is to protect the heart from injuries. Now, there's a gap between the membrane. Now, this gap between the two membranes or the pericardium is filled by a fluid. Fluid is a liquid. Okay? It is filled by a fluid, and this fluid is called the pericardial fluid. In between the pericardium, there is a fluid called the pericardial fluid. This pericardial fluid also protects the heart from mechanical shocks and injuries. That means when we fall down, we don't damage our heart or we don't injure our heart. Why? Because of this pericardium and the pericardial fluid. They protect the heart from mechanical shocks and injuries. Now the heart. Our heart is divided into 4 chambers. It is divided into 4 chambers. Now they are like small rooms, okay? Now what are the names of the 4 chambers? The upper 2 chambers are called auricles. And the lower 2 chambers are called ventricles. So our heart has 4 chambers. The upper 2 chambers are called auricles and the lower 2 chambers are called ventricles. Now, since I'm facing the board, always remember, whenever, even in your exercise book, when you're facing, this will be your right, this will always be your left, this way. Right, left. Right side of your heart, left side of your heart. Okay? So we call, this is the right auricle, this is the left auricle. This is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. Please don't mark it opposite. So, right, left, always. Right, left. Okay? So, right auricle, left auricle. Right ventricle, left ventricle. Now even in your house, your rooms are divided by walls. The walls separate the rooms. Similarly, in the heart also, the auricles, the right auricle and the left auricle is separated by a thick membrane. Similarly, the right ventricle and the left ventricle is separated by a thick membrane. This membrane, which separates the two auricles and the two ventricles, are called septum. So, the membrane which separates the right auricle and the left auricle, septum, and right ventricle and left ventricle also septum. Now, there's a special name given to the two septums. So, the septum present between the right auricle and left auricle, since it is between the auricles, it is called interauricular septum. And the one present between the ventricles, it will be interventricular septum. So once more, what we have done till here, the heart is more or less triangular in shape. It is covered by a double-layered membrane called the pericardium. In between the pericardium, there is a fluid called the pericardial fluid. The pericardium and pericardial fluid protects the heart from mechanical shocks and injuries. The heart is divided into 4 chambers, the upper 2 auricles and the lower 2 ventricles. Right auricle, left auricle. Right ventricle, left ventricle. Now the auricles and the ventricles are separated by a thick membrane called the septum. The septum present between the 2 auricles is called interauricular septum, and the septum present between the 2 ventricles is called interventricular septum. Now, our rooms have doors, isn't it? Similarly, in between the right auricle and right ventricle, there is an opening. And in between the left auricle and left ventricle also, there is an opening. This opening and closing of this is controlled by structures known as valves. Okay, so the valves are like doors. Okay, now whenever you open a door, it always opens towards one side. You can't push it and open it. Okay, so it always opens towards one side. Similarly, the valves also always open towards one side. And when they close, they cannot be opened towards the other side. So valves, they help in preventing the backflow of blood. They help in preventing the backflow of blood. So when blood passes from the right auricle to the right ventricle, the valves open. Then once this right ventricle is full, it closes. Now the blood can't go back to the right ventricles because of the valves. Similarly, when blood is flowing from the left auricle to the left ventricle, the valves open. Once the ventricles are full, the valves close and they cannot be opened towards the other side. So valves prevent the backflow of blood. Now let's learn the names of the 2 valves. The valve present between the right auricle and right ventricle is called tricuspid valve. The valve present between the right auricle and the right ventricle is called tricuspid valve. And the valve present in between the left auricle and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve. Now we come to the walls of the auricles and ventricles. Now auricles, they have thin walls. Auricles have thin walls because they have to pump blood only to the ventricles. Auricles have thin walls because they have to pump blood only to the ventricles. The ventricles have thicker walls because they have to pump blood to a longer distance. Among this also, the left ventricle has the thickest wall. That means the walls of the left ventricle is very thick among all the chambers of the heart because it has to pump blood to all the parts of the body. So it requires more strength, more pressure. That is why the left ventricles have walls which are very thick. So we do up till here. I'll revise what has been done once more. So please listen carefully. The heart is more or less triangular in shape. It is covered by a double-walled membrane called the pericardium. In between the pericardium is the pericardial fluid which protects the heart from mechanical shocks and injuries. Next. The heart has 4 chambers. The upper 2 are called auricles and the lower 2 are called ventricles. This is the right auricle, this is the left auricle, this is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. Auricles have thin walls, ventricles have thicker walls. Among this, the left ventricle, the wall of the left ventricle is very thick because it has to pump blood to all the parts of our body. Next, the auricles and the ventricles are separated by a membrane called the septum. The septum present between the right auricle and left auricle is called interauricular septum. And the septum present between the right ventricle and left ventricle is called interventricular septum. In between the right auricle and right ventricle there is a valve, and in between the left auricle and left ventricle also there is a valve. The valves prevent the backflow of blood because they only open towards one side. The valve present between the right auricle and right ventricle is called tricuspid valve, and the valve present between the left auricle and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve. So we do this much for today. Thank you for watching my video. Please do like, subscribe and share my videos. Thank you.